drum roll, please. A very special announcement here, and that is that I have the great privilege and honor of being a part of your vision for the next big event that you are doing in Costa Rica called Astrology Rising.
2020.
2020.
Unity in diversity. And Nadiya is our special guest.
Yay.
She's a surprise. You're our big surprise, because we have the website, and we have even your talks listed, and we have a little blank picture for you, and we're building all of this excitement around. So this is the grand release, and I'm so in a space of gratitude for you, and for you sharing, for you willing to come into a group of folks. I understand some of us, but not all of us.
I am very, very grateful to be part of your vision, and at the same time, I'm really honored because this is a stellar staff. I mean, a stellar faculty. This is really to be among the best of the best in the world in astrology today as part of this event. That is an honor and a privilege in and of itself as well. And so we've got huge speakers, like I said, world-renowned big dog astrologers are going to be a part of this. So you have got Rick Levine. You have got Maurice Fernandez. Who else is there? Christina Claudel, right?
Yes. And Julia is from the CIA. She runs the CIA basically down in Australia.
Amazing. Yes, Julia is just such an amazing person, and she has probably the biggest astrology Facebook page in the world with over 1 million people, and she does CIA. And then there's
Soul
one other
is
person.
from Norway.
Yes, Soul, widely respected. I've seen her at conferences and things. People absolutely love her. Soul Johansson. And
Maurice and Timothy Holleran of Rasa Healing.
Yeah, Timothy Holleran.
Yes, and he's going to be doing Kirtan with us as well. And then we have Ari Moshe.
Yes, Ari Moshe. That was the person I was thinking of. And so what is his specialty?
Well, he's good friends with Jeffrey Green, and his evolutionary astrology background is very deep and powerful.
Yeah, and I know Maurice is rooted in evolutionary astrology as well. And for those who don't know, it really is a type of astrology that is deeply karmic and deeply loving, I find, because it is so much about understanding your past energy or where you've been or the energy you're bringing into this lifetime and helping you to consciously choose your direction of evolution. That's one way to understand the philosophy behind that system of astrology. But I can say that every evolutionary astrologer that I've known, I mean, the work is just excellent. The astrology is excellent. But more than that, the spirit they bring to the astrology is so powerful as well. So it'll be so great. I mean, it'll just be like, wow, so many incredible world-renowned speakers as part of this very special event. And I am going to be doing at the very beginning of January of 2020, I'm doing a cruise event. And so that's kind of like being in the middle of the ocean. With this, you're on land. So that's a good thing too, right? You're on land, you're on a resort, you're surrounded by water, yes, and you're having these amazing experiences, but all of these people together on a resort is pretty cool, is amazing.
We've got the whole resort, and it's right on Flamingo Beach, which is just a beautiful beach. It faces west, so you see the most amazing sunsets over the water every night. We'll be drumming the thing. And last time we got 3 sailboats, and we had about 60 people go sailing. And so this time we decided to make it part of the event. So we are going to have, the last day of the event is everyone going sailing and snorkeling and getting a real experience, of the tropics and the tropical fish and the whole natural. I mean, astrology is the study of cycles and nature and the natural laws that govern our existence, our growth, our evolution. And our intention is really to tap into and to feel these rhythms within our own soul life, within our dream life, within our biography. And of course, we know that 2020 is a very, we could say, karmic year. We could say that this is a year, I call it the year of the great reckoning, where there is definitely people will, I don't want to say, well, I don't want to say need, but I will say appreciate the supporting, energy of a group of like-minded souls, like you said, that make supportive connections and go forward. I have had people get married, that met at my events. I have so many people that are made lifelong connections and friends out of these events. They are, like you said, just amazingly very powerful, deepening experience for people, whether you were brand new to astrology or whether you've been doing astrology for 20 or 30 years. It's just like, we come together as people and we grow and we learn and we share together on many different levels. And so it's just, you're going to love it. What can I say?
I will. I know I will. Yeah. And I just think it's going to be a beautiful and powerful experience. I will be talking about a few different things, but they're kind of going to be centered around my two new books. So my book that just came out, The Body and the Cosmos, I have it right here. Thank you. It was a #1 new release on Amazon in New Age Astrology. So that was a very exciting milestone for me. But this book is all about this connection of meditation and how our bodies are connected to the sky. So that's going to be a lot of centered around the things that I talk about. And then my next book, Prayers to the Sky. This is a draft copy of Prayers to the Sky. With this, it is about, again, this idea of meditation and understanding the astrological sky more deeply based on forging a personal, emotional, and spiritual relationship to it. And I know I'll also be talking about past lives along the way with all of that as well. So we've got a lot of things that I'll be talking about and contributing to this event. And then, but everybody is bringing their own self and their own skills and their own expertise to ultimately be part of astrology rising, like globally, but also personally as well.
It is so perfect. I am so looking forward to your planetary prayers.
Thank you.
I really call and listen and connect in a very personal way. Mm-hmm. And I've also done a lot of group work. And I know that when you get a group of people together and you're all praying or you're all, it's just like, it's like a vortex. I always say, like, these events, they're like acupuncture on Gaia. It's like we are, coming together to heal not only ourselves, but creating community, connecting with Gaia energy, and really, downloading.
I love that, acupuncture on Gaia. I absolutely love that, because that is kind of like what we're doing, isn't it? We're ultimately helping move the energy of the space that we live on, really.
And then you're also doing some lunar nodes. Work.
Yes, I'm big on, I love the nodes, yeah.
That's going to be experiential, isn't it, in some way?
Yes, absolutely. I will be incorporating meditation into a lot of what it is that I'm going to be doing. And yes, we're going to be talking about the nodes and talking about how it is that we can consciously choose our future evolution and understanding where it is that we have been on a soul level. And there is a meditation that I do, which is about connecting with your past lives and moving towards your future self, that that people feel changed by. It is a very powerful meditation that I have done at just one or two events before, but it's always a standout thing. So I'll be teaching about that, understanding the nodes in terms of your karmic pathway, and then also we'll be experiencing it together, because that's one thing that I've really been realizing very powerfully now, is that it is one thing to learn astrology, and we should, right? Engage the mind, learn the skills, expose yourself to different interpretations, because ultimately that way you have the language you need in a moment of a reading, right? When you're in that moment and you are connecting with the chart and you are connecting with a client, it's good that you know all these techniques and you have all this language and you've exposed yourself. But it is really another thing when you have felt the planets, when you have experienced the planets. And I don't just mean that in terms of the aspects you've gone through in your life, but I mean you've forged a relationship. And then it really becomes about you honoring the tradition of astrology, which really is, up until very recently in human history, the astrologers were the intermediaries of the gods. Like, we were nothing less than that. And it was astrology that was developed very much by spiritual people, by priests. In the East, they still call the astrologers the gurus and the pundits. And these are all ways in which there is this acknowledgement. And I think we still know it on a very deep unconscious level. There is still this perception of astrology as in some way being that intermediary of some divine understanding, divine will, divine energy. And I think that we as astrologers, or especially for me, I feel more and more called to help people to experience that for themselves, so that it isn't that you are looking for someone else to be the intermediary, but you yourself can be that intermediary because you have felt it, you have connected to it, and you have engaged consciously to have the experience of the planets and of astrology. And so to facilitate that, I feel more and more like that's what I'm called to do. So it'll be really exciting to actually do that in real time with everybody, right? Like, one of the first times I'll be doing it in this way with these new books that I have out and will be having out by the time that this event takes place, and focusing more on that. It's going to be, personally, on one hand, it is rewarding, but I think, and I hope, and I believe that for participants, it'll be very rewarding as well.
That is just, yeah. That just brought up so much that I could go into.
Yeah, of course.
But I am doing, one of my things is Dance Your Stars, that I've done whole workshops on it, but we're at least going to do, hours where we move Mars and we put on Martian music and we feel into our Mars, and we do Mars in fire and Mars in water and Mars in air, and then we're gonna do Pluto and move over to Venus. And this, this getting it into your cellular body, this is really how you can, then I guess when you go to sleep at night, or, just, from then on, you just have more of, it's a personal relationship, to these archetypes, to these beings, to these spirits. It's, it's not just this abstract, a little symbol on a printout. It's a living, kind of a shamanic experience, where you are really receiving transmissions. And you become a transmitter. and the moon really, she shares with you. And you sit out at night. I did a whole night out in the desert, and you watch, Mars, rise and set, and you, like you say, you commune with these beings, and it's not just an abstraction. It's not at the point, I don't think science is really at the point of understanding or explaining it. It's not really understood, but we are in the matrix, and these beings, these spiritual beings are very, very real, and they want to be, they want us to speak to them, to reach for them, to listen to them, to participate, to invite them into our lives and our dramas, and they just jump up and down for joy when another human being opens up their heart and their mind, to
Yes, yes. You know, that reminds me of a few different things. One is, I remember my former professor, Jeffrey Cornelius, he said that, the gods need us to remember them. They need us. That way they live. They live on when we
Exactly.
remember them. But the other thing I'm thinking of is, one of my, I wrote my master's dissertation on a mystic named Ibn Arabi. And his work really did change my life as well. And I try to talk about him as much as possible because I made like sort of this promise with his spirit when I was doing my master's and writing my dissertation. Whew, it was hard. It was so hard. And I would pray and I would say, look, Ibn Arabi, if you help me get this dissertation done, if you help me get my master's, I will talk about you as much as possible. And so I did get my master's, but also because I just love his work so much. He was a Sufi astrologer and philosopher who lived about 1,000 years ago. And he said that every ache, every longing, every yearning, every joy, every exhalation that our spirit experiences is a new way that the divine knows itself in a way that it would not have had you not been there to experience that exact joy and elation and sorrow and disappointment. And so in this way, what he was saying is that we are what he called the magnificent breath of the divine. We are the embodiment of the divine. And the more we allow ourselves to feel and experience and to know ourselves, the more it is that that very energy, that divine energy, expands and grows and knows itself in new ways. And I feel like astrology gives us such a powerful way to do just that, to know the divine within ourselves in new ways, in a way that the divine would not have known itself had we not been there to engage in that relationship. And so that's how I see what, for me anyways, astrology is a spiritual practice. And that's how I see what it is that I do as an astrologer as well. Is
That is so, it's just great. We're getting to know you, Nadiya. I mean, we are so like on the same page. We just like use different words to say the same doggone thing.
I know.
I always say we are the expanding universe. And whenever we create something new or think something new or do, write or dance or move something new, that is the universe expanding. That is, divine and source seeing itself through us. It's, yeah. Ow!
Oh, I love it. You howled. Yeah, well, look, there are a lot of animals going on. I've got animals here in Cancun. You've got animals there with the monkeys and everything. So there's a lot going on there. So I am just very, very excited to be a part of this event. Again, thank you so much for asking me to participate, for seeing me as part of your vision. So let people know, how can they learn more? Because let me just also say, I have been very impressed by how organized everything is. There is a schedule, there is a location. As soon as you land in Costa Rica, that's it. Everything else is taken care of. You're picked up at the airport, you're brought to the resort. You've got a full schedule there. There's everything. There's yoga, there's movement, there's dance, there's fun, there's learning, there's meditation. Just, it is an immersive, incredible experience. And everybody at the resort will be with us, will be astrologers with us. And so it's a really incredible experience. So how do people learn more about this? Because they're, like I said, it's all written out there. It is established. There is a schedule. Where can people get that? Where can they learn more? How can they sign up?
Great. Yeah. It's true. We want it to be very easy, very smooth. So it's an all-inclusive ticket, all you can eat, all you can drink, airport transfers. I mean, the whole thing. The sailing is optional. Some people don't want to sail, so we made that a separate thing. But other than that, it's a complete, total package. 7 days, May 5th to 12th. And the website is very simply astrologyrisingcostarica.com.
Very simple. astrologyrisingcostarica.com.
We have tiers of tickets.
Mhm.
There, we had 50 early bird, and then we have 50 toucan,
Yeah.
and 50 scarlet macaws, and so the price is, it's the first come first serve. You get a little more of a deal the sooner that you register. But yeah, we've like you said, we've reserved the whole entire resort. It's got 200 rooms,
Mm.
so we are. That is our max. Last time we had people stay off site and just come for the day, but it's just it's more intimate and connected when we're all around the fire at night and we're all together for breakfast, and so we're keeping it, and we don't want it to be too big.
Hmm. So
You know,
space
I,
is limited. I think that your early bird tickets, there might just be 1 or 2 early bird tickets at this point, at the time that I'm publishing this, if there's even any left
they're
right
gone.
now. They're
Yeah,
gone. There we go.
actually.
Whew, they're gone. So that's great. So we know that this is full on, this is happening. The early bird tickets are gone, but people can still get a really good deal if they sign up as early as possible. But
Yeah,
regardless, if you feel called to this, I'm sure that we will see you there and it'll be amazing.
exactly.
Mm.
If you're supposed to be there, and we don't really need to say too much more.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Kaypacha, for being here. I am very, very excited that we're going to be doing this together. It really is a beautiful thing, isn't it?
Thanks, Nadia. It's so great. Thank you for coming and being and existing. I look forward
Oh,
to so much more.
thank you. I do too. And just, wow, this is going to be great. And I'm looking forward to meeting you and hanging out with all these incredible people, incredible world-renowned astrologers, and having a really rare and very special experience right along with everybody else. So thank you again for seeing me as part of your vision. And thank you, everybody. Thank you for watching, for being here as part of celebrating, astrology, risingcostarica.com. I look forward to meeting you there. And until we connect again, take care.